can get our panelists. We're going to go ahead and get started then. We'll get our panelists to take a seat up here. And I'm going to have a timer. I'm going to have a timer. You get a minute. It's called 60-second elevator pitch. Y'all heard of the elevator pitch before, right? All right. So before we get started, we actually did this about 9 months ago, about a year ago, and we had someone attend, and she was one of the people to come up, and she has flourished. Her business just exploded from the knowledge that she received here. So I want her to come up before we get started and just kind of just give a little bit about her business and what she got from the Shark Tank last time we had it. Carla, by the pound. Come up.
My name is Carla Abel. I am the owner of Cakes by the Pound. Cakes by the Pound was established in 2018. So I'll read you guys a little bit of my bio, and then I'll go into my last year experience. I am the owner of Cakes by the Pound. Cakes by the Pound, I took a desire for pound cake and turned it into a business in the city of Mobile. Cakes by the Pound has taken on a life of its own. Less than 2 months before my 40th birthday, I discovered that I could bake. I wanted to use my talent to connect with people and spread joy. I sampled out a lot of my cake at work where it was a hit. Cakes by the Pound was born. 2 months later, after I made my first cake in November of 2017. I do give praise to God for my gift. I believe that I have the opportunity to touch the lives of many through cake. I have a background in customer service and business for over 20 years. I do hold a bachelor's degree in business from Spring Hill College and a master's degree from Capella University. I am the 2018 Grind Award winning baker. An honor that I earned after only being in business for less than a year. I am a mom of 3. I have one daughter and, mom of 4. I have one daughter and 3 sons. And I love to dance and encourage others in my spare time. So this Cakes by the Pound gave me an opportunity to do something I never imagined that I could do. Last year, India had this event, and they told me to come up here, what you guys are going to do today with the Shark Tank. And so they said, well, what makes your cake different from other people's cake that bake? So y'all, I'm standing here and I'm like in my mind, oh my God, they really just put me on the spot. But at the end of the day, my cakes are truly made with love, like literally. If I'm upset, I don't bake. A lot of times when I bake, I have on something that is inspirational or soothing to keep my mood, because at the end of the day, I want people, when they bite into that cake, to feel what it was meant to do, and that's to spread joy. Cake makes everything better, right? Everything is better with cake. So I would say to you, if you're just starting out in business, keep plugging away at it. Get up here today. It may be a little scary and daunting, but speak from the heart about what you're passionate about. So you can take this $300 and invest it into your business, because as a business owner, you need money. You need funding in order to go to that next level. So don't get discouraged. Sometimes you may not have money. Sometimes you may have to, go day from day, sale to sale, order to order, but don't give up. I'm Carla the Pound with Cakes by the Pound, where it is homemade with love and in everybody's joy. Y'all catch me in the city. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you.
So who wants to present first? So basically what you'll do, you're going to come to the podium. We'll turn that podium back around. You'll come to the podium and you'll present. You get 60 seconds. I'm going to stop you. I'm going to tell you to start and I'm going to tell you to stop. You have to tell us who you are and why we should buy your service or product.
Here, my name is Jasmine McKellar. I'm the president of Classmate Credit Repair LLC. Our business, as the name states, is credit repair. We basically started probably about 8 months ago, and we started out as just two friends from high school that had been repairing our own credit, so we wanted to share it out with our friends. So originally we said that we were going to start off a business where they could actually learn how to run their own credit business by repairing credit, as well as get their credit repaired by us. We offer 3 prices, and to answer your question of why should you shop with us, we are doing something that no one else is doing right now. We don't have monthly fees, we have a one-time cost, and you don't pay again unless you see results. So if you were to get our most selling plan, which is $75.99, what we would do is a full one-round dispute on everything on your credit, and we would just keep working until you saw a result. So within 30 to 60 days, if you don't see results, we're going to dispute again and again, and we're going to just keep disputing until you work to see results. So if you come to us with a 500 credit,
Time.
okay.
Any
Any questions?
Yeah, so on the pricing, it's a one-time cost, no matter how many times you have to go back.
It's a one-time cost until you see results. So if you come to us with a 500 credit score and we dispute one time, we send out a full round of notes to everything on your credit, and you see a 2-point raise. Okay, so at this point, you don't have to pay again unless you want to see a 550 or a 520. If we dispute for you once and you don't see results, then we'll dispute again until we did see results.
Okay.
So my question was, we talked about that earlier about, I know you said it's a one-time round that you sent out for $75.99.
$75.99.
And then when you're looking at the postage, you're looking at printing, ink, envelopes, mailing, and all that. If you did like one client, what would be the profit on one round of letters going out?
So right
now
now,
you're looking at letters to the credit bureaus, or you're looking at letters to the creditors as well?
yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's letters to the credit bureaus. We send out one letter to each credit bureau for each negative item.
Okay. Is that per envelope, or is that like
It's
everything?
per,
is
it's
on
per
one?
envelope, yes ma'am.
Okay. So on one round, you stand to gain a profit?
On one customer, we actually would not make profit. We actually came into the business with savings, so we knew that we probably wouldn't make a profit. We were willing to put money into the business, and once we gain more clientele, we'll slowly increase our prices. But our main thing was to do something that's affordable, that's easy for people that may not be able to afford it, to start building their credit, and then later, you know. And you did suggest a really good point to us. You said maybe we can say these prices are until June 2019, and then we can up the prices later. So we did think about that, and that's something we're probably going to implement, you know, having one price set for a certain quarter and then increase the price later.
Yeah, I understand. I just don't want you guys to lose money in the process. I understand
We don't want you
you're trying to get out there and trying to make the money.
Right.
But, you know, if you had 10 clients that came to you for that same price, $79.95, or you have a flux of people say, hey, they doing credit repair really inexpensive, let's go to them. Now you got 100 people coming at you, and you already said that you don't make any profit on like one customer. So you really into your savings, and you plummeted, and you got to get back out of that hole. That's why I suggested that price increase.
Yes, ma'am, and I definitely accept it, and I think we're going to implement it soon.
Let me ask you something. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
How many customers do you have to have in order to start making profit?
That's a good question. I would say probably about 7 to make an even profit after paying every bill.
So 7, after 7 customers are breaking even. How's your marketing?
So right now with our marketing, we've been using word of mouth and social media. This is our very first marketing event. So I plan on just doing marketing events all over like the United States, like not just sticking to Mobile, not just sticking to Pensacola, like just Googling marketing events near me, whether it's a hip hop concert, whether it's a poetry event, whatever, wherever we can go and put our name on a place, that's where we need to go. So that's what we're going to be doing, like just getting together once a different marketing events.
But that's an added cost. In
Yes.
most cases, become a vendor, correct?
Right, it is.
Gotcha. Now, do you have a budget allocated for those?
We do not have a budget for that right now. This is our first event, but the more we get exposure, the more clients, the faster we can raise our price, and then you can afford it.
Let me ask you this, and I know I asked you several questions beforehand. do the customer get to set the progress reports? Meaning, for instance, like, let's say my credit is 500. And you said, they don't pay again until they see results. Where does that number come from before they have to pay again?
It's any result,
So basically, if my credit moves 1 point, that's the result, they gotta pay again.
if they want. So it's, once you see an increase, you pay again if you would like. We don't have, we're not gonna guarantee, we're not gonna say, hey, we guarantee you see 20 points in 30 days, because everybody's credit is different. So we can say, hey, we guarantee you an increase before you pay again. And we just stick on that.
So is that like so for instance, let's say you start this process, you mail out a letter. I don't know the time frame in terms of building credit. Let's say they start seeing an increase in their credit within 12 days. Do they pay again in 12 days?
No, they don't pay again until 30 days. So it's gonna be 1 month. It will be a monthly fee, but we're not gonna market a monthly fee because they only pay if they see results. So it'll only be once every 30 days if they were to increase, if they were to continue with the services.
So what kind of contract you got? Like, what if, just say if I come to you and I got decent credit and I just wanna get some inquiries and stuff off my credit, do you have like a set package for somebody like me, that just want small results in my credit straight, I just need to get some inquiries on, and once I see those results, I'm done with you and you haven't made anything, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what
Like,
you're saying.
is there a set, like, yeah, we're gonna do it, you don't have to pay till you see results, but you gotta give us a minimum fee or something like that? Do y'all got something like that in place?
No, we have not come up with a specific contract as to how much they have to pay us before they can go. It's more so of just pay that one-time fee. We really just want to get people to come in. Like, you come in, you pay one-time fee, and then as things grow, I'm sure we'll evolve. But our main thing is getting our name out there, getting more people to come and see our products.
And you said y'all had 3 packages?
Yes, we have 3 packages.
Okay, tell us about the other 2.
Okay, the first one is $32.95. That's just a budget. So basically, you would sit down with me over the phone, or if you're in town, you can sit with me face to face. So we want to know how much money are you bringing in, how much more are you paying out, and how much money do you want to save? How negative are you? What can we do to get your bills on track? While doing so, saving money really easy. So if you just want to put back 50 cents a week, that's better than not having anything in your savings account. So whatever we can come up that's easy, that you don't notice a difference, but you do see a savings, that's what we want to do. And that's the $32.95. And then the $75.99, that's like the most sold package. That's the one full round dispute of everything. And then we have the $90 package where we do the budget for you and the one round dispute of everything.
In your 8-month history, how many customers have you had?
Wait, probably about 15 total.
15?
When we started off, it was very slow. We wasn't really sure about how to run Facebook ads. We wasn't really sure about how to work Instagram properly for a business. We just learned yesterday how to post, how to keep our story going all the time, because we were posting our story 24 hours later, it's gone, and then we're busy at our other jobs, so we haven't looked. So I'm like, okay, well, we just post every 8 hours maybe, just keep a story rolling in rotation. So we're doing that. We're doing the Facebook ads, the Instagram ads, this of course. So we started off slow, but it's slowly starting to pick up because we also did an ad on Google. We put ourselves on Google as well, and that's brought in, I think we've had more customers from Google than Facebook and Instagram. So I think Google is like the most profitable so far.
So right now you're marketing on Google?
Yeah, I would say Google is the most profitable out of the other marketing places we do.
I have 2 more questions.
Go ahead.
Okay, you mentioned something about going to these different events. Just to get your name out there. There are a lot of free events, not events out there, but a lot of free stuff that you can do, like going live on Facebook. You can also do webinars, go live in your group as well. And I use the one that I use. You see one of the flyers over there that I did on my table is I use this app called Post on My Wall, and it's free. It gives you a lot of different templates, and you just make them yours.
Okay.
And that's basically you also may want to market to, I know you're marketing to your friends and your family and all that kind of stuff. You're going to be ones and twos. People that are going to bring you the most money is people like realtors, mortgage brokers, loan officers, and people like that who have lots of people coming in trying to get homes or refinances and stuff like that.
Okay.
And they need their credit to look a certain way. So those are the type of people that have a constant group of people that come in, and those are the people you may want to talk to as well.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Next. And
business name, MYT Investments LLC.
I'm sorry,
MYT Investments.
MYT?
Yes, ma'am.
Investments.
LLC.
Ready, go.
MYT Investments is a real estate investment company that was recently formed. I have had an interest in real estate for a long time. So I went to real estate school and I started just asking around, and God led me to a great man of God who was in this same business. And so I began to ask him about some things concerning real estate investment, and I decided to form an LLC for real estate investing. First, I just wanted to do it because it was something that I was very interested in, but the word help kept coming up. And so in this real estate investing, I decided to turn it into advocating. And so what I do is I find people that are in debt in their homes, they have taxes.
I think she's gonna need a few more minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
have to pull it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Because they only get 60 seconds, that's the main thing, about it, is 60 seconds.
So you
Question.
were saying that you were advocating for people, who are in debt in their homes?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you expound on that a little bit, foreclosures?
Yes, ma'am, foreclosures. They're behind in debt, tax liens, maybe in probate, things of that nature. Or they have homes that they just want to sell. And I help some of them find homeowners for their home, cash buyers, things of that nature. Those that are in probate or foreclosures, and this is what stuck out to me, when they want to sell their homes, they may need other places to live. So I started to think about a commercial property. I've always wanted to buy an apartment complex. And so because of this, those people that are in tax or in probate or want to sell that home that they're living in that is in foreclosure, they're going to need somewhere else to go that is more affordable for them. So I wanted to buy an apartment complex. This is the main purpose I went into this LLC. And so advocating became my main interest in this. And so this is what the LLC is for, to do the advocating for home ownership or home buyers, not just home owners, but also for home buyers. Did I explain that a little bit more for you?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead.
I'll come back.
It sounds more like a nonprofit more than a for-profit.
Well, a little bit about it. What I do is I find cash buyers for people who are wanting to sell their homes, and I'm just the middleman.
Okay. What percentage of the profit do you see off the sale, or do you see any other profits, or do you charge a fee?
If there is a fee,
Okay.
maybe $5,000, $10,000 fee to find them a cash buyer. I contract with the homeowner, and then I contract with the buyer, the cash buyer, and I'm just the broker in the middle.
So it's a standard real estate relationship.
It is.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Oh, you were saying, commercial property here.
Mhm.
So these commercial properties, apartment buildings, what are you looking at, 4-plex, 6-plex, 12 pack or something like that?
Because this is a newly formed LLC, I may have to start with a duplex. I may have to build some capital first and then start maybe with a duplex or something like that. But my goal is to actually have maybe a hotel size, something where I can get a amount of people. There are a lot of people that are in foreclosure. If you pull the probate records, and they're public knowledge, you can pull those records and you will see people that are in that are behind on taxes from years, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and they only have up to 3 years to buy their property back. After 3 years of them not buying their property back, their property is gone. After you see that they're in behind on their taxes for 3 years, you automatically know that they must not have the money to keep up with their taxes. If anybody goes and buys their property from under them, then they have to move out. Where are these people gonna go and live? And so this is the thing that I'm advocating for. They're gonna need somewhere to live, somewhere that's affordable for them, because these taxes they can't afford to pay. So who's advocating on their behalf? And so this is what stuck out to me. Not only just real estate investing for profit. I understand that, yes, I'm going into this to make a profit. But wait a minute. I need to be advocating as well, because these people are in probate. These people are going into foreclosure. And now where are they going to go? And so now my kingdom duty is to help find them a place to stay. Did I answer your question?
So basically, what your vision, ultimate vision for this, correct me if I'm wrong, is to have twofold operation going on. You got your wholesale, but then you also got affordable housing for those, for those sellers.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that you have found a buyer for the home. I'm in wholesaling too, so it could go for tax properties, divorcees, things of that nature. You catch two people had a nice house and they're getting divorced and neither one of them want to keep the house, so they have to sell it.
Absolutely.
And usually they just want to sell it for what they owe, and so basically you're working from a twofold angle. Basically, that's what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay. It's not. I'm not. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not hearing a non-profit. What I'm hearing is, hey, I'm want to make the money both ways,
Right.
but still be an individual. Hey, I'm also helping you at
I
the
still
same
wanna help.
time,
Right.
because I'm not going to be the person that's going to deny you because of credit or whatever,
Right.
because I know the situation.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
So are you willing to buy those properties that are potentially in tax default and
Oh, absolutely.
and work with those clients to maybe pay it back to kind of help them? Or is it strictly, hey, I'm gonna buy it, then I'm gonna fulfill or rent it and get them in this house or this apartment complex?
Well, what I do is not to help them to pay it off. That's not the business that I'm in. I'm in the business to buy property. But I just can't leave them there.
And the cold.
Gotcha.
And that's just I can't just leave them there.
So, if they can't afford to pay their taxes,
Yes,
how are they gonna afford to pay to stay where you're gonna put them on?
Well, as, just as God has given me the vision to do that, I would have to have some kind of, something in place to be able to have affordable housing. It would have to be affordable for them because that's the vision that He gave me. So it would have to be affordable. I could not see buying your home and saying, okay, thank you, and walking away. So that is what the vision that I have in place for that one property. I don't want to go into commercial property. That's not what I'm in business for. But that particular probate and foreclosures, that particular side of it is a little bit different, because if their property is bought from under them, then where do they have to go? And so that's what kind of geared me toward gaining capital to get at least a duplex or something, so I can have a place for people who need it. Not for every property that I buy that's in probate, or not for everything, but something that is just there for somebody who says, well, I don't have anywhere to go right now. Well, here's a place right now. Well, I can't afford it. Well, what can you afford? Well, that's all you can pay. And so as long as that's in place, then I feel like I have done someone justice.
And
Let me
said-
ask you this.
You say MYT?
MYT.
Can you tell me what is MYT? What does that stand for?
MYT is mighty. That's my last name.
That's your last name, Mike?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, gotcha.
So I know both of us are in investments.
Okay.
So how could we help you?
Just by help, maybe teaching me the ropes. I'm new to this, and I listen to a lot of podcasts, maybe just mentoring me. I was told one thing that I did wrong already, so I'm really eager to help. And when you're eager, you run out the gate. And so I'm just trying to do everything step by step. I don't want to do anything wrong because I want to make sure that everything's, done right. So, I mean, just by telling me what not to do, what to do, the next step I need to take, whatever you can tell me, I'm listening.
Let me ask you a question. If we were to vote to give you the $300, what would it be used for?
Right now, probably for, where am I at right now? Business cards, I haven't done those yet.
Marketing?
Marketing, more than likely marketing. Yes, ma'am.
So, I know you said earlier, just a few minutes ago, that you made mistakes along the way, and we all have made mistakes, and that's what we learned, that if we didn't make them, we wouldn't know not to make them again. But, I know you say you have your company as an LLC. Do you have your business credibility set up in the event that you have to get a loan from a bank? Is everything dressed?
Yes,
with your
ma'am.
business?
Step by step, I'm asking questions and I'm asking what's my next step, what do I do? So everything is set up, yes, ma'am.
You have the tax ID number,
I
your
have my
NUNS, and
tax
all that
ID
kind of
number,
stuff?
yes, ma'am.
Because I do that as well. I look over small businesses that's beginning to be started, and I help them with their credibility. So it's certain things that you have to do in order to get loans from a bank or get loans from lenders, and being a small business in real estate is also a risky business as well. So, and I even purchase some real estate, not the traditional way, but I purchase some.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Put
So,
your name down.
yes, ma'am.
Cash buy.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So
I have a
will-
good relationship with my bank, yes, ma'am, and so that's good to know.
So I can lend my hand to help you get
Thank you.
set up the way you need to be, so it needs to look right on paper.
Yes, ma'am.
It's all about what it looks like on paper.
That's good. It's good to have somebody local that, that you can be in contact with rather than just over the phone, face to face. Thank you for that.
And one other question, what are you looking at to invest in a property? I know you got this property in mind, you probably saw it in your dreams and all that kind of stuff.
No, well, I mean, the apartment complex I have, I've seen something big. There is one particular property that I've seen for years traveling down, I think it's 17, like going toward, that I've always seen, and it's just a property that's overgrown, and every time I would pass by it, it's like a Motel 6 that's old, that grass has grown up, it's never, and every time I see it, I always say what I can do with this property, and so that's one particular that I'm envisioning, that I need to look up and see what is the cost of it, that I can, look into that. So it's maybe like, if you look at what a Motel 6 looks like, kind of that type of motel, kind of like, that would be a good start, something like that. It's not really big, it's not an apartment, it's not a hotel, but it's just like a motel type. Maybe 1-2 floors, something like that would be a very good start for a commercial property. And I don't want to get into commercial real estate, but I just need that one, just because of that vision, just that one property would be good.
Do you have other potential investors lined up?
I'm getting my list together. Yeah, because I'm just starting out, I'm building lists for my cash buyers, I'm building lists for, other things, that I need. So yeah, I'm trying to get my list.
Are you full-time real estate?
I'm not full-time, I'm a full-time hairstylist.
Okay. Go ahead.
One other question before I let you sit down. So, I know Anna asked you a question about, these people, they're losing their homes, they can't afford to pay the taxes on their homes. Sound like the homes are already paid for the most part. And they may have liens or something like that on. But to transition from where they are now today financially to your place, for example, do you have a buffer in between, like something with like maybe the local state or the city or something like that to assist them? Have you tried or even thought about something like that before they transition to you? Because if they come out of a situation where they can't pay their taxes on an annual basis, they get to you. Now you got a problem.
No, maybe that's something I need to think about. So, no.
Your heart is in the right place.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
feel you on that one. Your heart is
Thank
in the right place.
Yeah, but maybe that's something a buffer, maybe something I need to think about, I just haven't. So yeah, maybe there's some tweaking that I may need to do, or, just continue to really think about the plan, but that's the vision.
Or,
Yes.
go ahead.
Do you have a relationship with any contractors on these properties that's gonna be needing to be remodeled, fixed up? and
I have one.
You have one?
I have one.
This is just something to throw out there that I've really seen, you may want to look into, for the future, that visionary purpose you got, to create LLC that will be umbrella under your company
Okay.
for the commercial property,
Okay.
where you can get donations and things of that nature, and kind of separate that from the business. So when you do encounter somebody who can't pay taxes, then you can shift them to your nonprofit, and you can still be able to help them and groom them and have different programs along with the housing that can maybe help get them back on their feet, and not allow that to be part of your LLC, but allow that to be the nonprofit. That way, that won't mess with your profit margin or anything like that, because then you can start looking at getting grants, you can get donations from different people. People will donate that kind of stuff all the time, but if it's part of your business, you're going to be kind of stuck, and it'll end up costing you money instead of really helping you help them.
Okay.
So,
Okay. I understand.
That's real good.
Okay. And I think that's what you were saying, Jim, when you said sound more like.
It sounds more like a
Okay, I
nonprofit.
understand what you're saying.
see that part that you're talking about, it sounds like a nonprofit, but then the wholesaling, you ain't doing nonprofit, you're wholesaling.
Okay, I got you.
You wholesaling, you know what I mean? So I would, do two different entities right there.
Yeah.
One for the actual living area for that
Yeah.
division, and then one for strictly the real estate.
Okay.
That's good.
I'm on the panel. So, so I agree. I see a LLC and I also see a nonprofit. And it could be under the same entity like you said, but the advocacy part needs to go under the nonprofit. So your grants can come in through that way. So when that person cannot afford it, you can push the money into your business. So that's basically what he was saying. That's what
And then, tell you something too, and it'll be good to give old Lawrence and Lawrence, I love them by the way. You can actually donate to your own nonprofit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you get towards September, November, you sit down with your CPA and let's say you need to, spend an extra $30,000, you can, give to your own nonprofit as well, and that'll be a write-off. So it's a lot of loopholes. Yeah.
Good.
Thank you, Ms. Vicky.
Thank you so much.
Good job.
Okay.
Awesome. And go.
I started back in October. Basically making candles was just a relaxing hobby for me. And people were telling me how much they love my candles, so I decided to sell them. I decided to come up with little cute names so people can recognize them and remember them. I also made body scrubs and bath bombs and everything. It was basically just something that I love to do. And people were telling me, hey, you're doing such a good job, go ahead and do it. I do plan to expand my business and add more products. It was basically just a go on a whim thing, so it wasn't anything planned, but it started to flourish very quickly. It's gotten around Mobile and out of town. I've shipped products all over the United States, and I wasn't expecting that at all. People just love to have their homes and offices smell good, and I just want to help everybody do that.
Yeah, are your products organic?
They're all soy-based. My candles are soy-based. My body scrubs are made with essential oils. They're good for sensitive skin. I have eczema, and I haven't had any problems at all with them.
So what are the costs associated with making, say, one product, say the candle, for example?
The cost for my candle, every candle is about $250, and that's for the jars, the labels, the wax, the dye, and the fragrance.
The whole thing? And what is one candle? One,
My original price is $15.
16,
15.
15?
What's JB?
So it's $15 for the camera.
Yeah.
So you profiting?
JB&B, they're my boys, Jaden, Brandon, and Brayden.
So that's a straight up profit of $12.50 per candle?
Yes.
How long you been in business?
I started in October.
How many candles can you make per day?
On any given day, due to me working full time, I can make about 15.
15 a day.
What are your sales looking like?
They've done better than I expected. I don't have an exact number. I wasn't prepared for this. But I've done pretty well. I've sold maybe about 100 candles this year, starting in January. The wax melts, of course, they're a little better just because people are going to the wax rooms more, and you can have those in your office more than, burning a candle. So those are actually so effective.
And those are organic as well?
Yes, they're also
What
organic.
are the costs associated with making those?
The wax
The wax.
melts are about $1.15.
How
And I
much
sell
is it?
those at $5.
So who do you market, how do you market?
Social media and word of mouth.
Okay.
Do you have a like page on social media?
I do. It's Body by JB.
It's on
On
Facebook?
Facebook. Instagram is my personal name. It's _ Miss Bonner. But it's basically Facebook is what I push on.
Okay, are you paying for promotions, like marketing promotions?
I've done it once.
Done it once?
I haven't been consistent with the paying promotion on that. And I do have a website as well.
You got a website?
I do.
I know you said, that you started off as a hobby. Is this still a hobby, making money, or do you have an LLC attached to you?
I'm working on the LLC. I haven't gotten it yet. So technically it is a hobby right now, but I plan on getting the LLC.
So what's kind of the vision for the business? Where do you see yourself in the next 2 to 5?
I see myself basically selling in a lot of the local spas. I do plan on adding more products that will be geared towards the spa business. So I do want to do that. I do plan on, I sell at local flea markets. But basically I do want to get in like spas and small retail businesses.
And what's that time frame, you think?
I want to try to get in my first spa within the next year.
Or these, more, you said you was gonna add more products?
Yes. I plan on adding soap. I've been working on that.
Do you have anyone to help you make these products?
It's just me.
Just you?
How old are your boys?
12, 6, and 2.
Oh, you got people to
You're
help.
12-year-old.
Yeah.
Got your team, right?
Yeah.
What's your plan to get into spa? You have some inside.
I don't. I just plan on knocking on doors, basically.
All right, that's what I'm trying to get to. This is more of a statement, not a question. That I literally see, if you change your logo and change, because if you're trying to get into spa, you need to change it to where it has that look. And your marketing strategy needs to be organic. Like you need to, like I don't see organic. Anything in this culture that we're living in that's organic, it needs to speak to that, because that's what everybody is on. Now, the organic wave is just killing. You know, so if your product is organic, you need to be marketing that. And also that SPAR look, SPAR logo, SPAR writing, SPAR colors, black and gold, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Not so colorful, but have that when you look at it, you get a warm feeling. If you do that and begin to market that, do your LLC, market that on your website, things like that, your sales are gonna quadruple. I literally see that.
So you said I know you said you sent stuff throughout the US, but I'm assuming that in your profit that you add the cost of shipping.
Yeah, the sales that I've made on the US is on my website, so they're paying for shipping and everything.
So how could you scale up your business? I know you said you sold like 100 candles since January, so that's just about what, a candle a day, averaging out? So how do you plan on scaling your business? I know you said you can make like 100 candles in like, 10, 15 candles in one night, I'm sorry.
Yeah, about one night, about 15.
So you talking about getting to spas and big places like that, and you're gonna have to scale up your business. What are your plans for that? Or have you thought about that yet?
I haven't, just more hard work, no sleep, basically. I don't have a concrete plan for that just yet.
So that $12.50, did you put that money back into the business, or
Yes.
what did you use those funds for?
The labels that I use now, I buy from Office Max, so they're pretty expensive. It's pretty much the labels. My website costs, I pay for that monthly. My business cards, and I just bought that banner yesterday, so.
What you using your website to do that you pay?
Shopify.
Shopify.
How much was your banner?
That was $85.
How much is your site?
It's $30 a month.
You're looking at 360.
There are free sites that you can use and
Yeah, I was
connect
just
your,
gonna say that.
connect your basket to it, your shopping cart to it. I mean, every little bit helps when it comes to saving. You just starting out. You're gonna need to use that money in other places to actually get your business off the ground. Like, yeah.
Or at least use a website that you pay probably $30 per year
Yeah.
to maintain the domain, other than $30 per month.
Wix is a good platform too, because when I first got a business, I actually did my own website, and it looked pretty good, and I still use it to this day. I just add pictures and stuff. What I did is I used their templates, and I created it to my own style, and with emails and everything, I only pay maybe $100 a year. So yeah, and that's what I got a lot of emails. That's along with my site, so you may want to look into that because this is expensive.
Yeah, and you can also get the free site with Wix as well. Only thing you would have that banner thing advertising the Wix site. I mean, I still use mine today, but you can still use that and come up with something free and then add your little other stuff to it.
No questions?
Thank you, Siobhan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No one else? Oh, we got somebody coming.
Bring the sample.
Tell us your name.
Hi, my name is Charlene Lucas Johnson.
Yeah, that's a little.
Go.
I'm the owner of Sassy Tree, and I make pralines ever since I was a little girl. I used to like to go to the corner stores. My uncle, he had a girlfriend. She used to make some good pralines, and ever since then I've been looking for that taste. Every store I go to, I've been looking for that one particular praline that she made. So then, let's see, a couple of years back, I started making pralines, and I was selling them. They wasn't as attractive, but they were good. And this year in January, one of my aunties, my husband's auntie, she asked me to make some. So I made them, and they came out perfect, and I've been making them ever since. And the gourmet apples, I make gourmet apples too. And I made them to attract people to the pralines. To bring them to the pralines.
Strategy.
Yeah. And and I have a page on Facebook. Okay. I have a page on Facebook called Sassy Treats, and but I just love making pralines. I make them with love. I make them in my kitchen, and I'm listening to music like Marvin Gaye, Maze. I make it with love. It just brings me joy. Anytime I see somebody taste them, it just lights me up when I see the facial expressions. Yeah.
Lord, they got
I know you will. Line behind me. You read the shark tank.
How do you market?
I market on Facebook,
Everybody.
on sometimes Instagram, but mostly Facebook. Yeah, I just send out friend requests and I add them to my Facebook page.
And how long you say you've been doing this?
I've been doing it since I started in January, but I've been making them over the years. Like when I was a little girl, I'm talking like 8 years old, I was trying to make pralines. I used to try to make them because I love them just that much. And, yeah.
Let me ask you this. You mentioned that your bread and butter is or literally your sugar and butter is praline. You said the gourmet apples, your primary objective to adding that product is to get people to come to the pralines.
Yeah, because I was experimenting with the gourmet apples one day. I was on YouTube and I had seen like a girl, she had like cream cheese stuff, gourmet apples. So I called myself in the kitchen. I was trying to make that because I wanted something different. And it was good, but the cream cheese was too much. So I said I was just going to start doing gourmet apples. I always loved gourmet apples. Like my mom, my stepdad used to buy them for my mom, and I used to sneak to the kitchen. And I used to do every day I get a little bit of piece, every day, and then it would be gone by the end of the week.
So let me ask you this. So your product line is basically only the things that you like.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Your product line is based on the things that you like.
Is that a quick question?
I mean, it is, yeah. It's okay.
It's okay. I'm just wondering because my next question is going to be, do you have any plans on expanding that line, or are you just going to stick to the pralines and apples?
I plan on trying other stuff too. Like I like I like to make stuff that I like. Like if I don't like it, I'm not gonna sell it. I like blondies, so I was gonna start making blondies like with white chocolate and stuff. I love blondies, so I was gonna start making those. I make pound cakes too, but I really love my pralines because I know that they taste different. It's just
They do.
it tastes like that lady from back in the day that I was telling you about. Yeah.
That's the best praline I ever tasted. I don't like praline, but I like that.
Thank you.
So is your gourmet apple, is that an upsell to your praline?
Is it a what?
Upsell, like I'm selling this right here, I'm selling this pen, but I really want you to buy that water. So I want you to come in and buy this pen. When you see that water, you get the water, which is just being the praline.
Yeah, I guess you can say that.
In other words,
I guess you can say that.
in other words,
I mean, the apples are
is
good
attention.
too because a lot of people like different stuff. So I feel like if I have a lot of different variety of different stuff, that'll attract them to the praline eventually. But I mean,
I'm saying you saying the pralines is your hot ticket item, right?
yeah, that's what I love making.
Right. So that's
Now,
what
the
you really want to sell, but you want to get them in with the apple or whatever other products that you
I
have.
don't mind making apples, but the pralines is my main priority. That's
So what is on the apple?
The apple, I dip it in caramel, then dip it in like either white chocolate or milk chocolate. Then I drizzle caramel and I put pecans on them. And I like, whatever, depending on the customer's, favorite kind of candy, I put it on there. 'Cause it,
You got a praline apple?
I had praline apples.
Like, that's
I
what
did.
thought she was gonna say. She got a
I did, they were selling really good, but I don't like making them because they,
You got some now?
I can make it.
Go ahead and make it praline apple.
I make praline apples though, and I drizzle white chocolate on it.
Yeah, I want one of them.
Just let me know.
And the reason why I'm asking those questions, because really, is this more of a business or just like, you like,
It's a business.
I got you.
It's a small business that I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to build my clientele.
I got you. Because imagine like if McDonald's, I love McDonald's French fries. Don't judge me. I know they're terrible. But let's say I wanted to open up a McDonald's branch or franchise strictly and just sell McDonald's French fries only.
Right.
I'll miss out on everything else in the baking arena because
Right.
I'm focused strictly on that. That's why I was asking about the actual product lines that you think about opening up, or the different menu items that you can actually sell and market. Praline is what you've mastered, like you the queen of pralines, right? She said, yeah, I see that smile.
Yeah.
Queen of pralines. What else other than gourmet apples do you like making? You mentioned the pound cakes, but that's kind of, I need to get you to buy this on praline though.
Yeah.
Once you taste this praline, you hook, right?
Yeah.
What else are you really good at baking?
Good at baking. I make a good pound cake. I did sour cream pound cake, the whipping cream pound cake. Let me see. I haven't, I don't know. I don't want to say that, and then y'all come writing me and asking me to make it, and it don't come out right. But I make all kinds of stuff. I love cooking. I enjoy cooking. The main thing that made me, step out on faith is I have the Facebook page, and I'm always posting stuff that I experiment with. People love it. They always asking me, can you make this? Can you make that? So, yeah.
So I know we talked earlier, about your products, what you have, and you don't have a storefront for your customers to come visit you.
Right.
To purchase those items. And you were using, your gas to deliver. And we talked about the, right, and we talked about the surcharge or the, I don't know, drop off fee or whatever you wanna call it, so you can get your money back, because gas is not free. Gas is like, the regular gas is like $2.49, $2.50 a gallon, and that's something you may wanna, really think about incorporating it too. If you have to come way, the way I live, and I want some, I know you're eager to sell your pralines and you really wanna sell them, but then you got to waste $5 worth of gas to get over there. That ain't really working.
Right. That's why I have my days that I deliver, so I like organize it like, okay, such and such live in Navico, so I'm gonna put these people on this list. Then I don't burn that much, when I'm delivering to a whole bunch of people. So like if I have to, if somebody just write me out the blue and say they want me to deliver, then I charge like a $5 delivery fee.
So also, you may want to look at also mailing your items.
Yeah, I do.
Shipping them.
I do. I've shipped.
Yeah, shipping,
like
your
6
shipping, you're gonna charge them for your shipping anyway, because they got your paper posted. So it's just like you taking them to cross town to, I don't know, Bridget, Down the Bay or whatever, Fairhope or whatever you gotta do. Just use that and just make it, because now you're out in the street delivering. You may be out doing other things, but now you're out in the street delivering your products and stuff like that, when you need to be in the kitchen making some more pralines.
Right.
So,
You're right.
not to mention everyday life that you gotta live with family and all that kind of stuff.
What would you do with $300 if you won?
I would buy, like supplies, like the bags that I used to put my pralines in it, the ingredients and stuff for my pralines and stuff. Also, I would buy more business cards, more like posters, like the ones you put out by the street,
Like that?
the ones like I got in the back right there. I'll buy more of those and, make more, advertise, market.
You're aware that there's a lot of stuff that you can do online that's really free. A lot of stuff that you can go online and do for free, and Target and Market and Tag. I use several of them, so I can get with you or any of you guys offline with that. So you can kind of see how that works before you go spend your money on something. And then if it don't work, at least you'll have that idea and always revert back to it.
Okay. Yeah, I would love it.
Well, thank you, Ms. Charlene.
Thank you.
Well, come on up. Tell us your
I
name.
see I'm giving a little MJ today.
Okay, what's your name?
Alexis Henderson,
And your business name?
Pop Business Consulting.
Pop,
Pop Business Consulting.
P.O.P.
Yes, ma'am. It's an acronym.
Okay, and do you know what we're doing? You
I-
get 60 seconds to tell us about your business.
Okay.
All right. Go.
Okay, Pop Business Consulting is planned on purpose, prepared on purpose, and prospering on purpose. I'm a business manager, but I'm more hands-on. I don't sit behind a desk and just push calls out or push out emails. Essentially, what I do for my clients is whatever your business venture is, I assist you with it from start to finish. Whether it's business plans, marketing, networking, social media management, all different things like that. I also take on whatever task that particular client needs. So it's personalized business services for you. And I only charge a flat rate of $100 a month and meet with them 3 times, 3 separate consultations where we sit face to face and work on their business.
Per month?
Pardon?
Per month?
Yes. Per month. Yeah, monthly per month.
How many, what are your sales looking like up to date?
Currently, I have 12 clients, and they all pay me on time. For the most part, it's just broken down right now because I'm understandable with my clients to where I'm realistic. I'm a small business myself, so I'm not a stickler for the $100 at once. So I do allow them to either pay me bi-weekly, $50, or $25 weekly. So
For the most part, by the end of the month. we
yeah,
generate.
I try to keep it like that. Every now and then, I'm a little bit, I wouldn't say lax, but I'm a little bit understanding with the way their business is flowing. But I'm working on getting more strict guidelines to where it's due, like how rent is due. Like if you pay me the 1st through the 5th or the 1st through the 10th, and I don't want it to roll over into other months. Like if we didn't meet, say for instance, this is March, we didn't meet March, not in April, starting tomorrow, you still have to have your last meeting in order to, because you don't want to have a conversation from March in July.
What's your profit margin?
Right now, I've only been doing things to reinvest in my clients, so I haven't seen much profit margin, being that I'm assisting them with, if that makes sense, I'm assisting them with certain things as well. So I've been really just putting it back into my business with them also.
You say reinvesting back into your clients. Tell me a little bit more about what you.
Like when
of
I
that
go, if I
$100
go,
they're giving you?
pardon?
See, of that $100 they're giving you, basically put it back into their business?
Somewhat, like say for instance, I have a couple of hairstylists, so I go to a hair show, I have to pay admission into that. Unless I'm, in certain instances, I go on as staff. Like if they're doing a vendor table, of course, I'm just sitting there with them, so I'm the +1. But if I'm paying entry into the given event or into the.
So are you capitalizing on that too and networking with others?
Yes,
Okay,
I
right.
see everything as a business opportunity. I go to a hair show, I have my cards. I'm at Walmart, I have my cards. I'm at your block party while you're a DJ, I have my cards, because my business is based on word of mouth. I don't have a tangible service that you can see, touch, taste. I sell myself, so everywhere I go, I'm looking at you being my next client, because that's my team. You have a business, so you are my next client, really.
Yeah.
What kind of results are you giving the client? In terms of you handling their social media accounts?
With social media, I know within 2 of my clients, I've seen great growth, and one of my clients monitors his through where you see it via social media. So his has boosted up and like skyrocketed from where he was having anywhere from, I would say on average, 70, 75 interactions a month. Now he has like 600 or 700. But I want to attribute all of that to me personally. You know, that's not my personal success, because again, he's an excellent barber. I'm just managing his social media aspect of it. So I'm really putting his work out there.
Have you put together any back-end incentives? Like what I mean by that, just say if you're also investing in your client, one of the things with it, you don't have upfront cost expenses. Once you see results representative of the company, do you have some things set up to, okay, you know, I give you X amount of dollars or a percentage, because even though you got a fee for walking them through,
Right.
you know, you still, is there any kind of incentive in place on the back?
I'm glad you said that. I actually spoke with the lawyer because what I'm doing is, if that's your handkerchief or that's your pocket square that you sell, I'm essentially taking that and running with it. So it is my idea of placing on your vision. So I had to take a step back that although I'm a good person, I still have to do good business also. So if someone invests in you and gives you $10,000 or $100,000, only thing I made off of it was $100. So I'm in the process of getting contracts drawn up to where there's a certain percentage that's understood at the beginning onset of it, and I'm working on getting the logistics worked out as far as building my brand and my business on the legal side to protect me more than a handshake and more than a I got you girl when I make it, like when I make it, forget you girl. So
Right, exactly.
I had to think deeper
Yeah.
into that as far as like
And it's hard to really gauge the success of a business
Right.
up front, so you want that, put those percentages on the back end, the
Right.
what ifs, you know, so.
And really, I want to protect also my investment into it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
even though if it was your idea, if I took the idea and did 10 steps further, I still have to think about my time, my energy, my heartfelt effort into it.
So you said things that you do like business plan, marketing, networking and all that kind of stuff. You just describe what you do and like networking events and stuff like that. But what is your overall cost for you as a business to operate?
My overall cost, like what I charge other people, or overall, how much I spend.
If you didn't have any customers and you trying to put your business out there, what are you spending? Or are you spending anything? I know there's like different software and stuff like that, but you take on tasks. Would you just explain one with selling the handkerchief and stuff like that?
Yeah. What is my cost for myself? Like, what am I kicking out? Really, more so, I do regularly invest in cards and things like that. I am going to invest in software because I would like to get in logo production and build websites and things of that nature as well. So I haven't had any costs other than printing costs and travel costs, like maybe my gas and me being there. But
That's good.
I don't really charge, you know, for my time per se because I can't really put a price tag on it. It might take me an hour to do your resume. It might take me 2 or 3 hours to do you a business plan or something like that, but I'm not per se charging you for it. But if you're not my client, there is a separate price for each individual thing. Like I itemize, if you're not my client, I have a set fee, like a business plan would be X amount of dollars. And for me to make a pamphlet, $25 for me. But as a, I guess as a perk of you being my client, I'll throw in you a bonus. So
Right.
I may do something for you as you being one of my retained clients. I'll throw in something that you need. You might say, hey, I need a flyer made for $. I might do that for you as a client, but not just a regular old joke.
You also need to put something in place too for the amount of work that you're willing to put in for your client, because I have a business, and I have multiple, and I'm very busy, so I meet a girl like you, I say, well, just become one of my clients, and really I don't need no help with marketing, I just need somebody to do a lot of footwork for me. You see what I'm saying?
That's what
Now,
most people need.
you're doing all this stuff, and instead of me paying somebody $10, $15 an hour, I'm just paying you $100 a month. So you really.
I do that also, what you're saying.
What you do, okay.
I have a phlebotomy client, for example. I work for her company. I'm her business manager, but I work for her company. I step in, I was trained, I was certified as a phlebotomist, and I work for her company because she has a 9 to 5. And we negotiate a set rate that she pays me monthly to be the lead. And I don't go in there like, hey, I'm her business manager.
Yeah.
I go in as an employee, but that's just the role that she needed. She didn't need any paperwork side. She
So your role
she
was
needed
flexible.
hands. Like,
Gotcha.
she needed somebody that could facilitate her business while she works her other career job. So I thank you for telling me that.
So your business services, I know you said like logo printing and resumes and stuff like that. What other types of services that you trying to offer your clients?
I really want to move into a physical location and be somewhat of a one-stop shop where you come in and get everything done from start to finish. That's my ultimate goal and the vision of my company, because as so many new entrepreneurs emerge, some people just don't know. And from start to finish, I want to be able to facilitate and walk them through the steps in like a 3-month program. I don't want it to be so far, you know, like, I don't want it to be contingent upon where their business is. I want it to be, I'm gonna start you off, get you going, show you the ropes, and then you can pay me periodically to come back in. I don't want it to be like a whole year that I'm just working on 3 businesses. Because sometimes people's motivation is different, and I don't want to get caught up in that. Like, if you put it down for 4 months, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Or if you want it done in 6 weeks, then what am I going to do?
So you just a one-stop shop, a one-man shop right now, right?
Yes,
So if you get a flux of clients that really, really need your service and, you know, they want you to be the foot man, a foot woman to do this, that, and the other, it's gonna really sound like it's gonna take away from you doing other things. Do you have any future plans for any automation or any software set up to guide them through the process?
Yes, now I would like to work with more things like Hootsuite. I've been studying certain things like Hootsuite and things like that can system generate. I can make the post and have them set up to where they're automatically regulated and posted like simultaneously during certain guidelines. I never wanted to get it to where it's so systematic to where it's like 9 o'clock, you just doing this again, 12 o'clock. I don't want it, I want to stay organic. So I still want to have my hands on it to a certain extent, but I won't have to literally get my phone and post, literally get, you know, literally stop what I'm doing to, because right now I do it, but I'm growing. So as I'm growing, like you said, I won't be able to literally do
There's
everything.
programs to do exactly what you're saying. I use one of those and I can get with you offline on that one too. But as far as like the business plan, it actually have to be their idea. I know you implement and give them some information and kind of guide them through the process, but like, there are a lot of programs for that too. But you know, because it's actually their vision, what they want to do. But I was just trying to figure out how you're going to automate the process and move them and kind of, you know, let them kind of take over with their own mind and do it, but just kind of like start them off.
Yeah.
Then you start with the next client and do that. And then, you know, you have your clients and they just come back to you for like little small stuff that they will actually need versus like weighing you down every day
Right,
or, you
'cause
know,
some of them
calling you
spoiled.
constantly, you know, so.
Okay, that's something that I want to look into too, because some people are so accustomed to you doing a certain
Exactly.
service, they don't ever want to take it on, or they don't
Right.
ever want to even attempt to do it, even if it's as simple as open your email, click compose. They just don't. Can't you just send it for me, or can't you just copy and paste it? So I do want to do that to where I can train them, because it's still their business, like you said.
Right.
So it's gonna be certain times I won't be available, or certain things they need to input that they need to have the readiness to do on their own.
No, I think one of the gentlemen said something about your contract or your agreement with whoever, exactly what you're gonna do or what you're not gonna do, or what they're responsible for, what your responsibilities are. So it won't be this wide open, okay, well, I got you for $100 a month and I need you to do this, that, and other, that, and that, you know, and weighing you down, so.
Because right now I have packages and I have it itemized on the basics of what I do, but I still will go above and beyond because that's just how much I love what I do. So it's not precedented just on, I'm not a stickler for it, but I do
Not
say.
now, but when your business grows.
Oh yeah, yeah I am, because people have you doing everything but go to the moon for the
And
minimum.
also, you need to capitalize on growth. You know,
Right.
whenever you're doing, whenever you're dealing with business, no matter if you're marketing, doing a website, I don't market or do stuff based on where I'm at, it's based on where I see my business
Right.
going. So, you know, you wanna go ahead and develop the package, cause things can start getting so busy for you to when it's time to do it, you can really lose out on a lot of money.
That's where I
Because
look at it.
just say if you grow a business, okay? Now, I've outgrown you. And if you don't have packages and stuff set aside, because now I got finances, you know, I can go to Google and find different platforms, because now I got the capital to do it. So you want to already have that set up. So when your business is the people that you're managing, because you got to understand, if I'm managing him, I know I'm finna grow him. So I'm already getting him prepared to go to the next level of my company to where now he has capital and now I have things set in place that can automatically help for the both of us. So while I'm still mentoring, I still got things in place because you don't want your clients to outgrow you. If that happens, it'll feel bad for you to look back like, golly, I done got him where that, now he gone to somebody else
Right.
because I can't handle it, you know. So you never want to, you want to try to get that in place because I see what you're doing and it can be very, very profitable for you. But it's so many moving parts to it, it'll get overwhelming. So you want to construct that down a little bit and also start thinking towards the future, bringing in more people, training people, things of that nature. Go ahead on and write that vision. Go ahead on and get prepared. Go ahead on and lay that out. So when things start happening, you'll have a plan, not trying to develop a plan when it does.
Okay, because that's what I do project growth in all my clients. And as you said, I do see them growing, and I don't want them to outgrow me, and then it's the end all tell all, because I want them to continue being the one-stop shop, and I want all of my skills to encompass what they need, not just I have to outsource and get Miss Addie to do this, and then I have to get this person to do that, get that. Like as they grow, I want to be able, but you saying I already have it set up to where before they
Exactly.
get to that level, I'm there.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Any more questions?
Good.
Thank you, Alexis. Do we have anyone else want to jump in the Shark Tank? Going once? Going twice? All right, and we're gonna talk and decide who gets the $300 towards their business. You can shop with our vendors. We've got Cosmic Credit Repair in the back over here. We've got those Perlines over there, Sassy Treats over there. We got Paparazzi Jewelry over here with Love Speaks, Body by JB&B over here. So please shop with our vendors while we talk amongst ourselves. If you present it, can we get you on the front row, please? If you present it. Just, you can sit down on the front row. Just sit down. I want to say thank you guys for being brave enough to come up and present your business or services to us panels of sharks. I want to say that each one of you need to clean up your 60-second elevator pitch. You should be able to sell yourself and your product to someone in 60 seconds. So where they get that from, you jump on the elevator, you got 1 minute to sell yourself. So kind of just work on your elevator pitch. It should be brief and clear. You should tell them what problem that you solve, okay? Then you give them benefits. So kind of just work on that. And then you give them a call to action. So those are the steps. You're just moving pieces to your elevator pitch. So kind of just work on your 60 seconds. But we deliberated and we talked and we decided that the $300 is gonna go to.
It was tough.
It was tough. It was really tough. Like, it really was. And we kind of decided that it was going to go to Shavonna Johnson with JB. So what we're going to do, Shavonna, I'm going to be your personal coach. And we're going to work on a lot of things. We're going to take some of the money and we're going to do your LLC. We're going to get your name reservation. We're going to work on logo. We're going to redesign.
Thank you so
And
much.
get you ready for success, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. And it was really a hard decision. Like, if we had it, we could give it to each one of you guys. If we had it, we saw different parts that, you know, we wanted to invest in each one of you. And we will be doing this often, you know, I ain't gonna say often, but yeah.
We're gonna do it
Often. But definitely, y'all keep up the good work. Take what you learned here, take all the advice that you received and put it to work in your business. Don't take it lightly. Like Carla bought a pound. She was here last year. I think it was a year ago.
It was
almost.
last year. And she
1 year. Around this
I
time.
remember her, she changed the logo.
Yeah, she changed
Yeah, she
everything.
changed everything. She was like,
Yeah.
how y'all was nervous, she was nervous. She didn't want to go up there. She got shark just like all of y'all got questioned, and y'all ain't know what to do. She got done that same exact way, but she grew and she sells. That pay good too. But
I hate that, man. She left, she gone. Before I can get something.
You got the money.
Look at her.
Man, that
You're
cake so
dying.
good.
Very moist and very good. But
Yeah.
y'all,
Yeah.
your vision is like, wow. Like I've heard other people want to do investing, but then just that, the heart of it, that's really different, and you should actually run with that. You know,
Nobody's
start your
doing
nonprofit.
it.
Nobody's
We
doing it.
talked about that.
Oh, yeah.
I've never, it brought a conviction to me, because I've never really thought about the people that would get the houses from. It made me like, Lord. Let me start thinking about these people, man, where they going? So that's something, I mean, it's an amazing, especially if you set it up and have the paperwork right. You got a lot of people that are donating to that in the real estate.
Got a lot of
A lot of people that donate to that, so, yeah.
And then if you need help setting up your nonprofit, India does nonprofit, I do nonprofit, so we're willing to help you set up your nonprofit, either one of us. But yeah, you need to run with it. That is a vision from God, and we believe that it's going to flourish, it's going to grow.
I truly believe, because I think when me and Eddie doing nonprofits all the time, when I hear a new vision that's not like everybody else, it's like, that's totally a different way. Nobody has in Mobile, or I did New Orleans, Louisiana. I've never heard of anything that goes towards that. So in reality, like, yeah, the advocacy part of it, the nonprofit part of it, you should run with.
And Alexis,
Yes.
your business has so many levels to it. I don't even think you thought about tapping into it. So, how you structure it is gonna be the key to those success. It's so many levels to it, and I could really see it from being a businessman, a husband, a pastor, you know. You know what I mean? and having a small business, because I think, you know, the level that you're able to cater to is gonna be amazing. So be ready. I really see you taking off with this if you structure it right and market it right. So, and everybody did. Your pralines, Lord have mercy. Jesus, they sell. You know.
They are good. Take it to the hood, girl. Take it to the hood.
Take it to the hood. And everybody, your credit repair. I'm gonna talk to you anyway, because I need to get some inquiries. I've made some mistakes and applied for a lot of stuff, and I got it. But I thought after you get the stuff, they take the stuff off of the inquiry. Like the inquiry still on that. Like don't do that.
I got it.
That one.
I think that because there are so many credit repair businesses out there, you've got to find that one thing that sets you apart, that sets your credit repair company apart.
Listen.
And run with that.
I think what you're doing is amazing, right? With the one fee.
Yeah.
The reason why, I'm gonna give this little testimony. I'm gonna shut up because y'all know I can talk. Those that know me, but I'm gonna shut up after I say that. When I first started in business, people called me a fool because I was laying floors for 50% under the average market. Well, the reason why I was doing that is I had a bad background, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So I took the same type of business scheme and put it to that, because I was new on the block, nobody knew my name, and I said, hey, I got something to prove. And in order for me to get in the avenues and arenas of these people, I take a lot, because I have a lot of overhead. I'm not like the flooring company down the street. I got workers' comp, insurance, employees, building. I just had my little office at my house and employees. And people say I was crazy. But what I would do is when I started working with an investor, because investors would try me out because I had cheap rates, I would say, well, if you refer me to somebody, just don't, it's your price, don't tell. So it went from I'm doing quality work and I'm getting work from my pricing to now I'm getting referrals for my quality. You see what I'm saying? So what you have to do is structure your business because you're new on the block, right? So your mindset is kind of, I understand. So you got to figure out how to keep your overhead low to get your name out there. And the way you got it set up is perfect, because I'm probably going to deal with it because everybody, I'm not going to pay no monthly fee every day just to get some inquiries. I'm not doing that, you know. So you will be able to target a lot more people that can't afford credit repair companies. but you got to figure out how to make that work to where you make a profit and keeping your overhead low. So I think that can be big. I wouldn't know how to structure it, but if you could figure that out, I think you'll do well. Because I haven't talked to a credit repair company that just do one fee as repair. So you never heard of it? Me neither.
Not for that low.
Not
They
me
usually
neither.
don't want fees, as I mentioned,
Yeah,
$375
three some.
to $500, $600.
three. Yeah, so,
Really, market.
yeah, really, you stepping on some toes too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, she said, oh, yeah.
But it could work. People call me crazy. And some same people that call me crazy, they work for me now. So, you know, mixed with a little favor, a lot of favor God and put it that way. Glory be to him, but he gave me the idea, so. Yeah.
Thank y'all for all y'all great advice.
Hold on, Alexis, give my wife your business card.
Okay.
We run a consulting firm as well. We can link up and
Okay.
do a lot. And Ms. Vicky, we're gonna do your nonprofit. All you gotta do is cover your policy. That's it.
Wow. Wow. Wow, that's favor. That's favor.
And I also have a program I did a few months ago, maybe last year. I did at a speaking engagement, and I gave people a whole lot of free stuff. If you can use it, that's fine. But, you know, if not, then, you know, there's other things out there that may fit your particular business.
Well, we want to thank you guys for coming.
Thank
And get some more food, please.